up this morning. I was so mad at myself.
I know, that's why I'm like, let me breathe. Let me put this right here because I do want to, that's important. Hey, ooh, you're cute. I'm good. How you doing? I'm glad you could get very early. This is so cute. Is this a sheer slip?
It is a sheer sleeve.
Oh, baby, you cute. So you can use up to some snacks.
Oh, yeah, looking.
And you can convert to get your pick of the litter. And you also get your pick of a notebook if you want.
What? What, we smooching?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Smooching, what it is?
I don't know what to do.
Oh, it's
That's
smoking.
Ooch. Oh, smooching. Yeah. Oh, you gonna learn. We got a whole vocabulary word.
Oh.
And then if you want to
Yeah, girl, you know I love notebooks. Like, in the world. Like, I love pens and notebooks.
you got your pick of the litter. Because you're on time. And you better be a jacket.
I was wondering what that thing was.
It's in my phone.
Okay, beautiful.
But I left all my paperwork.
You did. That's okay. We can just start it again. It's no big deal. Remember, I did an outline on my phone.
No, I'm not talking about that. Oh, you did? Yes, that's what I was asking you. I'm not even talking about that.
Oh, you talking about taking work for your stuff?
Right.
Girl, I got my approval today. I was just like, they gotta get this stuff in. They gotta get it in.
Okay.
So get it in.
So whichever one, you know what I'm saying, and then you tell me, let me get my book first. And then, so then, if you, do you want me to sage you? Because that's going to be another thing.
Please,
Okay,
please.
that I was gonna ask. Do you want to come to as well?
I did, girl.
What you want for purple?
No. You want it purple? I'm gonna let you get your
No,
pick.
I don't want purple.
Okay, good.
Yes! You did want purple.
Yeah. I just thought you did too. I'm like, no, I don't want it.
No.
No.
I
Yes, I do.
that aqua. I know you want that purple. And I would say, I'm missing something else. Oh, the little bitty notebook. I do.
Come on, girl. Get this thing. You got the little thingy. You see, I came with my mask because I'm like, look, I don't know. The rack, so you can't do no wrong. Okay. Okay.
You been reading that book?
Yes, sir.
Then how isn't you done got out to read the book?
I mean, it already had kind of resonated with what my being was.
Yeah.
So just to see it on paper, on something we've been implementing for years, it's kind of just like, well, I guess this is the time now. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, right. You see what she just did? Okay,
It's like, did you just switch it up? Yeah,
You
girl.
did.
It's like,
You brand new right there. Wait a minute.
you read the book too?
Nah,
Oh no.
I'm gonna listen about it though. I can't wait to hear the feedback now.
Oh yeah, some
Can't wait to hear it.
This is
Because we
spot
been
right here.
here.
This DG. This is spot.
Oh, that's your spot. Girl, this thing is 10 minutes from my house.
10
It
minutes.
didn't take me long at all. Like literally. I'm like, what? Shit.
Oh, actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna say everybody.
Okay.
Another
Right before
person.
we started this one.
I think so.
got two
So
other
it could be an energy sage. I love
You
it, love it.
got two more people.
That's nice. Who ginger beer? Who did this?
Refrigerator.
Ginger beer. Okay.
Ginger beer because I know I do have some wine over here if you would like. But I know it's a couple of us that aren't drinking and not smoking. But both of those things can happen if you want to. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a great space.
Appreciate it.
Put it on the when we record
laying on.
I just enjoyed all the parts of the journey.
Yes, that's the best thing.
I'm like, I can't wait to get to this place because right now mine are like, because I started my lots again.
Did you?
I did, and
Okay.
these are my stations for now.
Okay.
But you know, it's just loose hair right now. So it just be looking crazy.
That's that part where you like, ooh, am I really going down this path again?
Right, and then especially when I'm being so at first, the first time I locked my hair, I was really struggling.
Yes.
Because I was like, you know, they were small and they were short, but they were kind of big and fat at the same time, so it just looked a mess. all
And it
the
was
time.
uneven to you, right?
Right. And so, but now that I have these, I'm like, man. That first time through this process was not nearly as bad as this.
Right. And that's because of your expectations. That's really what it is.
Oh man. And you know what? It's not even because I knew it was gonna be, you know what I'm saying, crazy looking because of the size that I want.
Right.
So I knew it was gonna look crazy, but I did not know these roots was gonna be playing me like this.
Oh, yeah. My biggest thing, I think, is once we get to the salt and pepper stage. Because that salt, it fights.
It's unruly.
It fights so bad. I have so many vets that have them, and they said it was just, it was one of them journeys. They was just like, I don't know.
When you say it's all pepper
And they
spot,
were,
right?
and they, yeah, and they wore them, you know, for years. So it was like that's all they knew, and so it was like at that point they were like, yo, it might be time for a revelation. So I was just like, I don't know. I'll play it by ear and see what it does.
I'm not worried about it. That's Paul's problem.
Literally.
So
It's
it's
like,
when you realize
You're right. I really feel like everybody who's gonna be in here who have lives
Is
are
it-
my children.
just like, yep.
just get uncomfortable with it right now.
I trust Will. She's gonna
Yes.
handle it.
She does. She takes care.
Cause Lord knows I don't know what I'm doing with it. So that's all of her.
It really
I'm
is.
blessed to have her, but
Yes.
Well, you know, everybody has their gifts and they need a place to use them.
true. So I appreciate all of y'all. Oh, your appreciation is appreciated.
And when I tell you, I just tell her whatever. She's like, what you want today? Whatever. you
Whatever.
decide.
I
Ever.
rarely have a style that I want. Like, rarely.
There's only one style that I have worn now in the, now 4 years I've been coming to her. It's one style I've worn twice now.
Oh,
Really?
That's it.
And
But
that,
that's because that style is so, it's just,
oh, it's my,
It's
my
so
love.
lovely.
It's so lovely. I wore it for New Year's of 2020, and I brought it back at the end of 2020.
okay.
Yeah. And that was
You
because
saying that you told 2020 you wasn't going out without a fight.
right. I really
This
was.
was
I'm gonna
like,
feel cute before 2020 ends.
Right.
no, she say I was cute coming in and you
I
thought you
know.
gonna take me out, but
Right.
look, here we go, back again.
You're right.
And it was so crazy how I wore it again at the end of the year. It just happened to be perfect. Perfect timing.
Mhm.
I'm so excited. Me too.
They got good though.
Ain't it?
It's super
Let me
good.
tell you
They
how.
ain't put enough in this thing.
I was scared.
There is more for
Yeah,
you to
like
take.
I bought the snacks for y'all.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Especially the bread.
And the ginger beer
Made
good.
The ginger beer is good?
It is good. That ginger
There's
is
a lime or
Like
like
it just feel like you taste that ginger, burn.
Yeah. You know how it be like spicy? And that's it. It's not good ginger beer unless it's spicy.
There you go.
How's
How's mama doing?
It's good. When I left from that church, in the house.
I haven't, I didn't want to, I was waiting because I wanted to see how long it would take, but I wasn't going to check the kids out because she wants to do another appointment.
Oh, you know what she did? Actually, it's my bad.
I knew it was.
Yeah, it's my bad. It's my bad. Probably next weekend too. Since she's off.
Is that,
It is Valentine's Day.
oh yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I was thinking of the weekend after is on the 11th, but my godmom is on the 4th. And so my godmom just hit me and was like, "Well, my appointment canceled, so I can come." I was like, "Great, now I get to take both of y'all for the
That's so fun. I love to
We
the
had none of us had
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so in my room, when I first got this is somebody Oh, okay. Okay. But when I first did them, I think the first time I did them was like 2012, and I got addicted. So like 13, 14, I got this whole wall in my room of like paintings that I had done.
And see, ours, we're doing them on glasses,
Oh, glasses?
like wine glass.
That is really cool.
And he's coming, so I got him a beer mug.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I was like, make it a little, this one, you get, it said dine, so I don't know if it has food there too, but if it does, we're probably gonna eat there too.
That's what's up.
Japanese cherry blossom. That's Who's your dad? Stay calm. Tell me, he always fall.
She did. I'm happy you said that today. I'm gonna let her know. Because she asked me.
Where's the boss?
And it's actually good that she's gonna be off because I have to work that Saturday. But I'll put her in on Saturday, and then when we get closer, like Thursday, Friday, we'll put it on.
Let me text her and let her know.
But he just looking wrong. I'm just like, what's going on? Oh, he got mad and left. I'm like, oh. All right, so let me pick up what he left. He just started yelling at me. Person pick up what y'all do. What are you doing?
And the only reason I brought it up was because another girlfriend of mine texted me and was like, "So when can you come to my house, please?"
Let me do what I'm supposed to be doing. This really what be happening. Because I pulled out my phone to put it in. And then
You got another message?
somebody texted me. And then I'm like, oh, distraction. But see now, I just gotta remember to go back. Because that'll be
No, I'll set me an alarm on my phone so that I can call you on Thursday.
Thank you, love.
Yeah.
And mommy normally, mommy like it's the evening.
Yeah, no, it will be in the evening.
Okay.
Because,
So
you
you
know,
working that?
Exactly. I'm working that Saturday. But yo, I'll remind you then too because your sister gave your mom this oil. Oh, it was so beautiful.
Oh, you talking? It was red. Did it have a root in it?
Yes.
Yes. I know what you're talking about. Oh.
Don't get on church.
Oh shit.
But so yeah, I'm like, and your sister was in town too because she almost got one.
She gets it. She's still here.
She's
I
still
think she
here.
might be coming today. She's supposed to be coming.
Oh, okay. And I was just like, I need her to go back to whatever country she's in. Oh, it was in Bali.
Yeah, and they not letting nobody in right now.
Oh, because I need some of that.
I think if you ain't been there and you not from there, then they like, no. But Indonesia has always been there.
So she's basically been shut, like almost on a shutdown, but she ain't been able to leave the country, right?
Well, she just came back from Mexico.
Okay.
But I don't know how long
I'm
she's
starting
gonna
to
be
believe
there.
it for real now. Like, you
But he is definitely like a 50-50 favorite.
Every game, it's crazy.
So this is like every song that I ever liked on Spotify or shuffle. So don't judge me for what you hear. Cause there's no telling.
We are all good.
I'm sorry. You ever heard that? You say?
It's the way you lay.
So it's like
It's the way you lay. When you turn to the left, does it hurt, or when you turn to the right? That way?
oh, Shantae's on the side.
If you actually take it from your seat position and you just take your ear going to your shoulder on the left side, you're going to feel it slowly. But hold it for a good 15 seconds and just let it rest. Give it a couple times, about 3 times, and you're going to start feeling it.
And you gotta really be your breathing.
See, you ain't even going nowhere yet.
And then when you exhale, you gotta really like be intentional about pushing that feeling out.
What you got? Crook your neck?
Yeah, I never had one that curves to the back. Like usually the crook is there.
Yeah.
This one curves into the back.
That's why you still face near him.
Yeah.
That book good and hair. That book was good and hair. I couldn't even go to sleep. All of them got that hand and shut up. Neck messed up.
I can't even laugh.
Man.
Yeah, he's trying to act like everything is, you know, a little painful right now. He's in the house crying, like, I just went downstairs, like, oh Lord, I can't even get no piss. I can't get no piss. He calling me, falling downstairs. I'm like, damn. I'm coming back. Right. Come put some pressure on it. I don't know, you should hear something. I just want to keep my ice cream.
Oh, man. Now, honestly, you can touch on him right now, and you will help him. But he really is like the reins. I can show you.
Well, they're gonna help it for
I got you. So you're gonna get behind him.
The ending.
I just want you to hold your head up straight.
Yeah.
Take your elbow, your right elbow.
What
And
is
you're gonna sit right,
What's the third one?
right here. And I want you to take your left hand.
You know, it's like 1 and 9, 2
Oh, you wait.
8,
You gotta breathe.
3,
No tightening up.
7.
Yeah. Hold it for a count of 30
It's
seconds.
0 and 5.
Let
One
up off
is
of it. When she lets up off,
Two and
then I want you to take your head until
It is 2 and 7, isn't it? Still feeling
Just keep breathing.
oh.
You're so mess up.
Because I can tell he wasn't.
No, you're doing his face.
Right.
Now you glad you came, huh? You at first you like, boy, I can go that shit.
That's exactly what he was trying to do. He's like, I'm gonna go. Ain't nobody gonna like it.
Now, if it's harder for you, have him drop the seat. That way you can lean in on him.
You gonna go in?
Oh, it's gonna start slowing.
I'm just short.
No, you okay, girl? I'm right there with you.
Okay. I don't know. Not like a regular short self.
There you go. Yeah. Use your body leverage, because that's literally letting you not have to do no work, but let your body weight push on him. Yeah. Yeah.
That one sounded good.
Yeah. Those are the ones I used to love doing back home, is the couple massages. Because I didn't have to do no work. I just tell them what to do. I got paid to direct.
Okay. That's the right
Yeah.
occupation right there.
Yeah. surprisingly, I still kept them for like a good couple of years, even though they knew what to do, because they liked the instructions, because it had allowed for them to just follow the directions to, you know, do it.
You gotta balance it out.
That's it.
That's it right there, and then on the exhale, you can go out.
Yeah.
You can go a little bit more.
Exactly. On your
Be
exhale
where
is when
you
you
are.
put.
You know what I'm saying? Don't strain yourself. Be where you are. But then on the exhale, push yourself.
Push yourself.
Keep your balance. Just step it up. Don't do too much.
Yeah. It's just small. It's that stimulation that you have in your hand. You don't want to keep it with you in the bag though?
Well, actually,
Yes, play.
I mean, kind of, but it was in my car. It just so
Okay.
happened that the stuff that I like
Take
packed up.
brotherhood smoke.
Oh, you want to smoke some CBD with me? Oh, that's just CBD.
But that electrostimulation will help too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't either.
Oh, she got the upgrade. I got the old school. I got the ones with
She
the
could
little
shot the shit out of you,
Yeah.
bro.
Well, it's,
Hello.
this one, it doesn't like shock.
It doesn't shock.
It doesn't shock, but
Oh.
it sends, it's still resonance though.
Okay.
So it'll send the energy there. You probably feel it kind of like twitching a little bit.
Right.
Like it's not like, and you said where else? Oh, sorry.
He can't reach, so.
Okay. Okay. You can't.
Baby Sean, where
Is
is
it
it
right?
right there?
It's right where your scapula is pinched together. If you
My
squeeze, yes,
The scapula.
He said,
Right here.
when you take your shoulders and pinch them together backwards,
Yeah.
right in the
That's where it
pinch of
started.
it. Okay,
But
yeah,
it's curved into the
Yes.
right blade.
that's the scapula.
Pronounce it again.
Scapula.
Scapula.
Yeah.
Put it up.
You used this word one day. You don't remember?
Raise your hand.
You don't remember?
Oh, her
Being
brother.
really excited about being correct about it?
I used that word before actually.
Bunk it.
Oh,
Just to just snap it on.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like,
How are you?
Good. It's so good to see your friends here in the building.
Good to see you got an off day.
Oh my God. And it's only because I hit a mail truck, boo. I hit a mailbox.
You did?
But I like tipped it. I didn't really like run into
You ain't
it.
damage it? Did you damage
Nah.
Ooh, did you get me one of these jackets too?
it? What you talking about?
I want one too. What about it? Really?
Oh, no, that's nice.
My birthday just passed. I'm just saying
you
though.
Your birthday did pass.
Yeah.
I tell you happy birthday. I told you happy birthday on the day.
Yeah, no, I wanted to, yeah, I thought the song came with the jacket though.
That's not a bad assumption, but you was
like,
wrong.
yeah, so you know, the jacket goes with the birthday.
Did you have fun until
It's cool little something.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I was really shoes. That's
You was not chilling. No, you wasn't. I'm lying. Anyway, we went to pick up some food, and it was really nice environment.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to chill. He wanted to go chill with some chick. So, we just had to pick up food, and I just got a drink while we was waiting on the food.
Uh-huh.
It was really nice environment.
Right, right. My favorite's there.
Shop, and then
You
got
can ask,
another
you know, feel free to snack.
Snacks.
It's kind of like factory.
I know. Yeah, my favorite's there. I keep saying I'm gonna go when she's at work. I just haven't been.
Yeah.
2 minutes from the house. Still haven't been.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Oh, I gotta look. I need to go. I might need to go outside. You need to do that. Yeah, I'll text you. Got you.
It was like that. No, that ain't how it went.
You know.
Steve, I actually said that.
Anyway.
Oh, right.
You good, you good.
Oh.
Shit.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Pass him one of those pillows.
Yeah.
While he's
doing his stimulation? His lower back. Cause he leaned like he trying to stay upright.
Yeah.
He look like he a more pain trying to stay upright. Put this behind your back, cause even though you're trying to hold your posture, you can still relax.
Appreciate it. I hope they think about that.
Help me, man. Help me, man.
Back, right here, y'all can look.
Oh, okay. I need to get her on.
Okay. I'll lay another back. Whatever.
Oh, what's the link? Is it a link? A link?
I think it just.
Oh, it's just
Oh, it's cool?
DG.
DG.
It's just on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, cool telly, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, well, yeah, hey, I can get everybody to do that for me.
What you
Y'all
want?
got YouTube, y'all follow the YouTube channel.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's all
I mean, you gave us a real nice atmosphere to work in. Definitely.
You're gonna have to reuse this.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely, we're
You say
open.
you
I
doing
see,
that?
I'm gonna get with y'all about this. I'm definitely still gonna walk up on everybody. You got the YouTube.
No, because we're getting ready to do ours, and definitely if we get like a bigger panel, we would love to coordinate with you to be able to collaborate.
Hello.
Yes, hello, hello. You said go where?
Oh yeah. Back right here. We right here.
Oh, sis.
Yes.
I see it. We gonna see if this one is good.
What
We
happened?
got dried mangoes over there.
Oh, girl. And those are
No, how Sasha did. You wanna try one?
Cool. Tell me.
I mean, I don't, it doesn't matter.
That's cool. Tell me. Cool. It's
actually
cool. Tell me. Like,
Oh.
you know how you feel.
I like those too. Those are
Those
very nice, Papa. Very, very nice. So, you need to unbox it.
Love your hair. Yeah, and I'll be able to try it.
Live performances from people rapping,
Yes, you did tell me this. So, and then she was like, yeah, I think it was like 3 days. And she told me you were gonna split.
Yeah, 3 days I didn't see
Oh, my eyes.
Yeah, my eyes didn't know.
Yeah, it was something about your exhaustion.
Are you about to?
So,
are you about to put
really,
it
you
in?
know what I'm saying, what this is.
I say, send it to me, just text.
Especially depending on how many
I can
people are
send
here.
it.
Yeah.
I'm really thinking this will probably be a great part.
Okay.
Because of really the way that I have it structured and the way that I really want to talk about it.
Okay, cool.
The way that things are going off the way.
Okay.
Because it's really just an hour and a half of discussion.
Yeah. Okay.
And there are some things that I really look forward to actually.
Just so you want to contribute it. Okay, beautiful.
So don't feel stressed. And then you can catch up. And then also, doing ultrasound needs, it's online. So
You added it on already?
so you can do it audio.
Oh.
And it's by chat.
Oh yes.
So it's, I mean.
Okay. I will definitely.
And so, and I would definitely like send the link out.
Yeah, please.
Because I have been sending
They
it.
got delay in it.
Yeah. Even if you forget, I'll just have to send it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Don't
Yeah,
be
but-
stressed.
I was like, and he was laughing at me. He's like, "You really about to go?" I was like, "I'm not gonna show up."
Yeah, but and see, the thing about it too is that And I did definitely.
Oh, okay.
This is definitely it's for us and it's for
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever we do at the moment,
That's how it goes. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
We love
Switch
it.
You know how we get down.
Yes. But you gotta be careful with these ears. Be careful with these ears. Yeah, DG. This they can use this bathroom.
Yeah. What we got, Jimmy?
I'm at the pillow.
You treat that like a kid, you know what I'm saying?
Shaking all this shit.
Nah, you just gotta flush. Don't overstuff it.
We got characters. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be straight good. Ooh.
Oh, what? No.
Yeah. So if you gon' but hurry up, be hasteful because the conversation gonna start in a minute.
Cause I gotta stop once that one start, right?
What? Well, you don't gotta stop, but I just, I want
Everything can be
everybody.
strolled.
Right.
Alright,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go get yours in.
Go,
Hey, you love them?
No.
yeah.
Yeah, he did. He ran out real quick. Your sister.
Oh, you didn't read the book? I read the book. This hour healing.
I need a book.
Shut your ass up.
Yeah, book.
That's our community, right?
You gotta
Ain't no hour mine. You already the book. You see I'm trying to get.
Okay.
Yeah, you did. I'm saying now. He said it's
Yeah,
what made. Yeah.
You only on camera.
I mean, but it's not like, it ain't that deep. Okay. But it's,
You gotta send me the audio. Send it to the audio to me.
Hey, there you go. That's real. You see what? Hey, we gotta start. Somebody gotta keep them on board.
I did both. I started out reading it and then
Yeah.
down to the last.
Look, but next time we get
I'll
on
do
the
something
stool.
about that.
Sissy, I was saying, I was telling her, I was like, next time I come, I'm gonna bring my stool so I got my own little table.
right. Oh, do you anybody want like a notebook or a pen, a pad, something to write with if you want to take notes?
So when Kimberly Freeman said, I see you.
She seen me. Oh, she online?
She said, I see you.
Ah.
No, you can't fuck the game up. She got the one lock.
Yeah.
Fuck the game up.
Okay. Hello.
And then she got the furry Tims on the nun.
Oh.
Old Tims.
Ain't no tree on there.
Ain't no tree on these. We don't need the tree. We don't need the tree.
We still
grounded and rooted.
That's
Thank
right.
you. Love it. That's what I'm talking about.
Still grounded and
And
rooted.
rooted. For real. I'm loving it. Yeah, here on the table.
Yeah, the playlist. It's on that invite that I just sent you today. What am I doing? Setting an alarm.
There you go. You know, I'll remind you while I'm talking. I'm gonna put it in my phone because I'm gonna need you to ask your sister if she wants one too.
You
Cause
know that's
she really so tough on decision, but her bestie was like, "It's on you," and she was like, "Don't do that to me."
Okay. Yes, please.
So, because
And then she did just make a post too about wanting a massage. Someone
Did
who
she?
is really good about anatomy and is very intentional about following the
exactly what the regimen is, and Especially if she has something that she needs to be worked on. Because your sister is
And
gonna
then
be
for her especially, she likes to do like the womb massages,
the which one?
like on the womb, the stomach massage,
Oh,
and for her womb.
okay, so then she gonna need someone just a little bit more elevated. I'm more on the reflexology side.
Okay.
And even with my
Good.
oh, why can't I think of the name of it? Not coming up. My prenatal. It's still not it's still not the same as what she's looking for.
Okay.
And my teacher is trying to offer a new one this year since we're in 2021.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna do it last year because she was gonna be in Tennessee.
Okay.
So I'm trying to see if she's gonna be in Tennessee again this year.
Okay.
Because the first original one I did with her was in Richmond, California. So it was in my town. So it was like so perfect when I did it. But she's been traveling so much to different states doing it, and I like to be up under her because of her accolades and credentials under it. It's
So
just,
does she teach like
it's
does
all
she
prenatal. Like it's,
Oh, it's all prenatal.
yes, it
And
brings
so
pregnant women.
is it just continuing ed or
It's
is it
continuing educations, but it's giving me more levels
okay?
because of
well,
my entry.
okay.
So when
then
I go back,
got it.
yeah, she's now going to be teaching me stuff that's going to move my level up from that one step to the second step. Yeah. So then most likely what will happen is because the first one I did, we worked on women that were in their third trimester. So with each level, we go backwards. So my level up will move me into the second trimester.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all watch some Super Bowl next year?
Oh yeah, that's going down. Already. I already told my cousin I was gonna Zoom her because it's her team in it again.
Okay.
What was her team?
Can't sit. Yeah.
I was gonna say Tom Brady don't play for the paper.
Mm-mm. No.
Okay, have you come with?
To who? No,
Master.
In real life,
Seriously, well, yeah, with that master in there. He has that voice. You know when he's talking.
yeah, I like it. See, everybody got one club though. People got more people coming.
What time?
It's 2:15.
Excuse me, I give to about two.
How many count did you have on the invite, Sissy? That
I
you
had
sent?
8 on the invite list, but then I know 2 kids coming. It sounds like Kim and Brandon are online.
Okay.
I don't know if Tia and Ante are gonna come.
Okay.
They probably do online too.
Oh,
Tia said,
you tell them to go to the Watch It Live?
yeah, I told so in my invitation that you ain't look at my invitation.
I be doing so much shit.
I had the invitation and everything.
She called me this morning. I'm like, yeah. I had jet lag.
Who is
down.
it? 12 with the book club. Oh, I didn't forgot. So are you gonna be at 12?
I got you.
Yeah. Like you can send that to people, they can look at it too. They can be a part of the book club.
Oh, yeah.
Tell them you be a part of the virtual book club.
Yeah.
Come and be a part of this. We dope.
It's alright. Is it too hot? Turn it down.
He like hit that.
He feeling good because his head being able to move.
And he been talking. He done cracked about 2 or 3 smiles and a half of a joke.
Gotta have it. Oh, you did? Okay.
He wanted this bitch still. I said, he gonna bag that to me one.
Yeah.
I can't move that.
happened to the blade from my neck.
That's terrible.
What it is
I have one.
Did you put your hands on it?
no, I did not. I ain't asked permission from his lady. That's respect. So I had her doing it.
Oh, if you fix it.
Got you.
Sandy, you don't want to hear.
She's like, I want to go home and enjoy it.
What's your cash app? I
This is nice.
I'm gonna let him finish the stem and let it come off, and then I got you.
got you. Thank you. Thank you.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Yeah, we was talking. I was telling her, I was like, when are we putting mom back on? She was like, girl, I'm messing up because mom been ass.
She did.
And see, your sister's still in town, so this will, if she still wants it, I know she's looking for specifics, but she was so tempted that she was like, mom came off that table way too good. She did. She said this, because what happened was we timed it really well. Even though what happened because Sissy had called me and I was doing something that day and she was like, you still coming? I said, yes, I'm on the way. I totally forgot, but don't judge me. And I literally came straight there, but mom had already took her shower, so she had already started calming herself down. So by the time I got there and set up, she was in her robe ready to go. So by the time I got on the table, she just was oohing and ahhing and falling asleep.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, she did. At the way she be working at the hospital.
Yes. That's when I bought it.
So I was like, anytime. She was like, oh, I'm gonna let her know. Yeah.
Yeah, so mommy always get her massages right before she go to bed.
Yeah. And your sister was like, you know what? Mom look way too good, but my best friend is upstairs. I was like, rock with your bestie. You be in and out the country. Rock with your bestie.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. How much time did you put on the stem?
It's a minute left.
Okay.
Did you add the
Watch when I do some of the reflexology on his arm. Yeah. I think after all of us searching it, it's gonna be the first one to come up. So if you put cool and then put TEL, it's gonna pop up cool too.
Yeah.
And for all of y'all that listen on Spotify, if y'all can go on there and put in Bunk and Pain, you'll be able to listen to about 4 or 5 of his albums on there.
Bump and pain.
Bunk and Pain. So BUNKIE. No, because there's like the other ones are on there too. Those other 3 songs. Remember the one I told you that I liked, that I thought was me? Those ones. So it should BUNKIN with a hyphen. Sorry.
Instead of punk, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of pumpkin, yeah. Huh?
You said pain.
And then what like PAYNE.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know Apple Music too? I know you got a baby on
I got
Spotify.
I'm excited for you, sweetheart.
Oh, you hear it.
You gotta understand your network, your network, bro. It's like it's all about the number. There was
Like he had snapped me out the other day because of where his mind was taken for our teachers and how my mental state was in the next program. And so he had to like get at me about how hungry,
we gotta
you know.
reconnect. I want to really talk about what like, when I got going
Yeah.
talk.
Definitely.
Did you add it?
No, I didn't. I just searched.
You good? You almost done? The face you getting right now.
Oh, man, Instagram too, bro.
You have a chiropractor. You can go to your chiropractor.
First, I put the button back on. First, the button.
It's on there.
No.
Bless your heart.
Pop up. Go to the same session to the boat. And then come on. Cool to the brick come up.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell the cool to the
Okay.
This one too?
Yeah. Which one? Oh, that's my podcast. Yeah.
So this your spot, right? That's crazy. Go. Sure, go.
No, I'm saying I want you to go ahead and
Everybody like me.
when I'm working on
The
this
same thing. Like people come to their own.
tighten up.
Right.
I was like, they say black people don't read. It's in my mind how people say me, and it's like when everything.
Thank you,
together.
Papa.
Everybody do their shit.
Oh, we lit.
We do.
Let's take a picture.
We already pictured right now.
Right.
Ain't got nobody but no contracts that say cool TV only. It's all. It's just like how I've been trained. Like I had to pay for what I wanted. So like shit, that's all. All I did was just make it fair for niggas that really create.
Sure is not.
Sure is not.
Fair for niggas that really do this shit. Like niggas like
But I do got it.
don't fuck up the game. That's why.
Good.
Oh yeah. Cause
Then I got some apple cider for us. It's got a lot, baby.
Oh, and extra on having to, put everybody else in there. Yeah.
With the dish.
Yeah, they're individuals. You didn't know?
I didn't know.
Hell yeah, it's almost like you over here trying to step up that game over here. I got you.
I was just trying to make sure we all had good snacks and then nobody feel like,
These
you know what I'm
motherfucking
saying?
snacks are off the chain. I'm trying to be modest.
That's what it is.
I ain't gonna get not one another one thing right now.
It's under her opinion.
He acts like he could not. It's either me or a pillow or something. Like he never even just like,
Stay without his arms on him.
yeah.
Because actually, you know, when I was going to big, like, table talks. But, I was thinking, I'm like, damn, you know, my birthday party lit.
Girl.
Man, my birthday parties used to be lit. But I'm like, you know, the climate,
So you do music
the
too?
COVID.
I know.
But I'm like, and then really now it's just
I
feels
just,
like
like,
the
this
way
shit
that
started
people
from me
party
just wanting the
together
radio.
feels so big.
You know what? But
Because I
that's
was out
all
here
because of
hosting
the
too.
energy that people
Then when I
bring.
figured out it was a rat
If
race,
you got the
niggas be
right
trying to
energy of people
keep
that are
niggas
in that
in.
positive light and that
So I was
positive
like,
state, that not looking
I
at all
went
the
back to my, I did my podcast live
Yeah.
in
then you
DTL.
can get back to
Okay.
everybody
Feel me? I
enjoying
done hosted.
A lot of
Which I
people
done
do
did
not
shit. I did
pay
a lot
attention
of
to
shit,
what
like,
you allow to feed
a
into
lot of
your
like shit
energy.
you really
Yeah.
know.
Is what you
'Cause I ain't
put
got no
out
stupid
still out
following.
on everybody.
I ain't
It's
going
true.
like
And that's
this
why
shit
when I was in the CNA
So it
room, I
like-
didn't let the seniors sit and watch
And then like it
CNN.
just dead.
Thank you.
Cause no everybody that would be up in
Yeah,
there.
for real, for real.
Oh, it's real.
So
I used to do the
podcast
same
in my house, in my dining room.
And I worked in the Mitchell Alzheimer's Center. Oh my. So they would be like, Shantae, why do you keep changing this? We ain't doing this today. I got Mr. What's his name over here that's still in the bed. Y'all done left him here till 2 o'clock. That I'm gonna have to fight and get him out the bed. Then you got Miss Garcia over here speaking in Spanish to me, yelling at me about something she didn't see on TV, and I'm just like, yo, I got 8 hours of this. I ain't gonna do this to me.
Then history repeats itself, so they sitting there watching it and they don't flash back to stuff.
Yes.
No.
But that was the reason that Henry was in the bed till 2 o'clock, because he had just came back from war. He had, and this is after the government had to get him out of the Philippines because he was one of their, they
POW?
tortured him. He was a,
POW.
yes, but he was one of those elites, like he had the rank. So he's like, and he's in the third party state. They tried to get me to break and they broke a couple of my fingers, but I didn't say anything. I didn't give nothing up. And I'm just like, y'all left me with this till 10 o'clock tonight. Y'all look like.
And y'all want him to watch CNN.
No.
Triggering it all. No. I couldn't.
National Geographic.
I could. Half the time I would just throw some laugh comedy movies on. Everybody was like, Shantae, we ain't watching Old Grumpy Men again. Yes, we are. Today we are. Because that would keep them in a laughing state and enjoying the day. And yeah, because I couldn't. But yeah, it's the same thing. Like, because you know, this is the big year for me. So I'm definitely going to be jumping out of a plane this year, bro.
You trying to go
I know I'm doing it this year this summer.
Whoa.
I turned big.
You going too?
That's what's up. Like,
You taking your Hey, initiation.
Damn.
For real.
You fucked me up with that one.
It is.
I'm just saying, folks.
That means that dude.
You gotta live before you die. Hey, man. That's real right there. Me too.
Now we'll let the rest of that go out. I guarantee by before you leave up out of here, you're going to feel like you're good to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Definitely. And I'll show you a couple of them so you can do it on him at home.
We're gonna need to like just book your whole couple thing, cause that's
Oh yeah, I can definitely do it. Those are the fun ones though, because I always have fun. Because sometimes while I'm working, if they're like, I don't know why, but men are always like, so what you doing? So how'd you do that? Let me see. I'm like, just get in here, goddamn it, just get in here. Because you know, okay, so when I was growing up, men always thought that the best way for them to touch on a woman was, oh, I can massage you, I'm good at it.
yeah.
And every time they would come to me, get off me, what you touching me for? Like, no, you can't. Like,
Hey, man, what's wrong? This so wrong.
so, you know, now it's like being that I'm a therapist, I still see it happening, but they just like, they really are intuitive. I'm like, okay, let me get you in here real quick.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what you can do, what you should not do, and don't think you is the best at this part. Okay? It's so funny to me now. So I enjoy doing it. I enjoy it.
He needs a guy because I be asking, when he be trying to give me a massage, he asks like, am I okay? He's not like that. I got this. He's a, are you sure? Like
But
this?
you know what? Because he's heavy-handed and he has massive hands, and you're a tiny body on him. So you like telling you it's like you holding a 5-year-old. Like, am I doing it right? You know, where I'm supposed to hold which way? That's literally what it is for him.
Yeah.
So just showing him what pressure to work with. That's really all it is. Are we retchy, sissy?
It is 2:30.
Hey, hey,
So now the discussion will begin.
hey.
Thank you all for coming.
Yes, we're
I
happy
really
to be here.
appreciate all of you guys being here and journeying with me as I do my first book club.
Yes.
Like participating, leading like first book club ever. So this feels like a very loving space, and I'm happy that you all came to support me.
Yes, thank you.
I want to start by letting you guys know my intentions for the book club and why I felt it was important for us to do this. I have that written down.
There you go. Going back to the notes, girl.
Hello. So first and foremost, the thing that I wanted to do is redirect the community back to a place where spirit is at the forefront and is leading. I wanted to redefine what it means to actively and intentionally participate in community and the building of it. And then also coming up with new traditions and rituals to help maintain the spirit of community for ourselves and for the future that's coming, for our next generation. So I really feel like it's important because I know a lot of us, especially we're in this generation where it's like we're not necessarily like into what our parents was learning.
Right.
We're more so trying to actively put these ideas that they had out, like and actually live by them. This freedom, this connection to spirit, this leading and from a place of love, and supporting each other. And because we're all here, we're all equal, and that's like for sure.
because we're all beings that come from spirit, and we're operated as humans for a particular purpose. And each and every interaction is to fulfill that purpose. So that's why I'm like, let's do this, right? Okay, and so while I was doing this Black Healing Retreat, shout out to Bloom Bodies in Detroit, Michigan. Well, I call her K-Bay. But she's Kaylin Sanderfield. Sanderfer, let me get it right. She even came up with this book and everything. I mean, it was such a dope retreat. And y'all know I be going to all these places, doing all these retreats, just so that I can be like checking myself and making sure that I'm living from spirit. You know what I'm saying? And changing my mentality. And like, it's important to do those things and to be renewed so that you can literally do what you came to do. So for me, it's definitely important to share what I came back with. When I did my yoga teacher training, they talked about the hero's journey, where there's this sense of separation, and then you go on this journey, and while you're on your journey, you collect all the tools that you need, and then you face your dragon. Your dragon is normally your shadow self. And then after you defeat your dragon, you come back and you bring these gifts home so that you can share it with your people and your community. So then this is my part of my hero's journey, where I get to share with all of you guys, because you guys are all my family and all my community. So while doing the Black Healing Retreat with Bloom Bodies, in the very front page, there's this ritual for libations. And I'll just read that real quick, just because it's important to give reverence to the people that came before us that got us here. Because in all actuality, we really are our ancestors' wildest dreams. Everything that they did up until the point that we got here was so that we can do what we need to do. So it says, libation in Africa is a ritual of heritage, a drink offering to honor and please the Creator, our sacred ancestors, humans present and not present, as well as the environment. This ritual is also practiced in many other parts of the world. Libation is an immensely important marker of African identity. It persists across places and times, says much about the origin of all Africans, about their relationships to each other, and about cultural transmission in general. The ultimate purpose is to promote the cosmic order of oneness and balance of the beings and things in the universe. The origins of libations are so old that the first records of the rituals can be found in the legends, myths, and sacred literature and language of Kemet, ancient Egypt. Before any celebration begins, it is to be called to order. One way, the Akan phrase, call a go, and the response is Amen, which means may I have your attention, and you may have my attention. So I would say a go, and you guys would say Amen. Then the master of ceremonies must ask permission from the elders to commence. Once given, the libation ceremony may begin. It is tradition to pour libation in remembrance of our ancestors on all special occasions. It is usually passed throughout the family and community to promote a spirit of oneness. We pour in honor of Sankofa, an Ashanti word that means go back and fetch it, or to learn from the past. We respond with Ashe, which means so be it. So, if I can ask the elder in the room, if we can commence with the libation. So instead of like pouring it out, if you guys have a drink, we'll just drink, and then we will be the soil, right? Right. Okay. So I go. Okay. We use both hands to raise our kikombo, sha'umaja, to the Creator of all great things and small, to show our reverence to the original source of our lives. Ashe. We use cool water, which holds the essence of life, to nourish our souls. Ashe. We give thanks to the motherland, our Kibulan, the cradle of civilization. Ashe. We call upon our ancestors and their indomitable spirit, for these forebears are the foundations of our family. Immortalized in our thoughts, we call them by name. So anybody, y'all can say any name of anybody who has passed that you want to give reverence to. You can just call their name now, and then we'll drink to them and say Ashe. So Carlos, Carlos, Ashe. We call upon our elders, whose wisdom we seek in our endeavors. Ashe. We pour this libation so that we may show our children the importance of family. For he who is not taught by his mother is taught by the world. This is for our youth who represent the promise of tomorrow. Ashe. We pour in remembrance of our struggle and all those who have struggled on our behalf. Ashe. We call upon our family and extended family who would have been here if they could. We ask that they be with us in our thoughts. Ashe. We cast our liberation to the north, to the south, to the east, and to the west. Ashe, 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 Ashe. And then we'll leave a moment of silence for guests to honor and share the names of their ancestors. So if you guys want to do that, you can do that, and then we'll have a moment. So, this is not to blast anybody. How many people didn't finish reading the book?
Hey!
Okay?
Did or didn't?
Did not.
Did not. Okay? Cool. It's fine. I really feel like this is gonna be more than just today. It would have been nice to be able to talk about everything in its entirety. But to be honest and to be realistic, like, I don't know how long it's been since everybody has been here, and this is really just so that we can be together, and the discussion of what we read is nice, because the point of this is to like help build our community and our village, and to also be in a place where we know what we should be doing and how we should be moving, so that we can come to this place of oneness. A lot of I'll speak for myself, being first generation in America, there's not that connection to my extended family, my aunts, my cousins. So, all of my friends are my family here. And so this is my village. When I go back to Nigeria, I feel connected, but it doesn't feel intimate like this. And so I felt like it was very important for all of us to be in one accord and on the same way when it comes to how we're operating within our relationships and like out in the world, because we represent each other. So for me, in reading the book, I can pick like 3 major subjects, right? The first one being community, the second one being families, and then the individual. So that's really how I want to like do the discussion. If we could break down like, in the book, whatever sections, chapters, quotes, anything that made you feel like, okay, this is a charge to community. This is a charge for a family. This is a charge for just me as an individual person. I want to be able to chop it up and talk about it like that. Community, family, and the individual, which is also basically the breakdown, right? Because the individual, then you come with you meet with another person, then you start a family. That's a community, and then how you are in your neighborhood with your friends, your family. That's another form of community. So then another thing that I picked up from this Black Killer Retreat, it was so good, y'all. If ever y'all are in Detroit, Michigan, Bloom Bodies is a really good organization to support. They really work with the Black youth, and giving this space for them to express themselves and be supported. So one thing that I thought was very important that they did at the beginning. First off, let's all introduce ourselves.
There you go. Let's go around.
I'm Ochwele. It's so funny. It means woman of the house, and for a long time I'm like, woman of the house. But
Coming into your name.
clearly I am coming into my name. I'm Ochwele. I go by Twill. And then we can just go around.
My name is Obu. I go by Boo. My name means courage. And I'm her brother.
We spirits in the body. Gatekeeper. I see it.
I didn't know we was gonna go this way.
Ain't got a chance to prepare you.
I'll tell you about hobby, favorite activity.
Whatever you want to do, that's fine. Just an introduction so that we can all,
Okay, well, I didn't read the book. I actually listened to the audio book. So I was able to make it through. Usually when I listened to it, I was usually driving, so I didn't have an opportunity to take notes while I was listening to it. But a lot of the points, it hit home. And it just, I was very happy that you actually brought us together to make this happen. Because at first I wasn't willing to do an audio book or just do a book club. That's like reading. YouTube. You said in the audio book, and then T and Sandy also helped me make the decision to get into it as well.
Nice.
So I was very appreciative of how you brought everything together, and I was happy about the information that I learned, and I feel like I grew tremendously just for reading this book. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm Kalila. I go by Lilo or Killer. We are.
Okay. What side are you on?
My name means friendship, which is actually pretty fitting. I was actually excited about the book club because I do enjoy reading. I was actually kind of nervous about this nonfiction situation, especially I was reading it and I'm like, I don't know, I just can't sit and read it. And I normally love to read and can just sit and read a book.
Right.
And I was having difficulty with it, so I was definitely appreciative of the audio as well. And I appreciate how the book brought everything back to spirit and ritual. And I kind of seen in my own life where my lack of connection to that, how I feel like a disconnect in a lot of areas of my life. So I was really appreciative of the book helping me to realize those things.
Well, my name is Inwaneka, and I go by Kendra. As you know, my mom's American, my dad is African. So, just the best of both worlds.
Amen.
Kendra means wise, and Inwaneka means the one that holds together.
All right.
So, and I found this out not too long ago, actually last year, 2020. I started diving, picking my dad's brain,
All right.
and just started to get more information. And the main thing that I liked about the book was community, because that's just what my life has been and portrayed. So to read something that was resonating with you know, me. It was like, so this is true. Okay, I could stand firm on something. And I agree with you on the rituals part. Like, I am one who felt like I've always rebelled, but it's more like I knew the truth. My different way was the truth. So living in that and learning that the rituals or the consistency or the intention behind what you're doing is where the real power is. So that's been for me.
On me. I'm Tavon. I go by T. And everything hit home from the book in general, but it gave me a flashback more than like evaluating the now. It just gave me a flashback of like me, O, and Boo as kids, how we kind of thought the world should move, and we would be. But as we got older, it just started seeming like, oh, there ain't no way.
Yeah.
Like, nah, ain't no way.
That's real.
That's where it hit for me. It just gave me a lot of flashbacks, and I was excited, proud of Twill, and just excited to come here and see what everybody thought.
My name's Andrea. I go by Sandy. Everybody should know their name. My name means the defender of mankind. My name was actually a last minute accident. My mom thought I was a boy. Surprise!
Oh.
So, I think for me, the book was really special. I had, I guess kind of like him, I had an idea of the way I thought the world should go as a little kid. I had just a really wild, compared to everybody else, thought of what everything should be like. And I guess my journey into adulthood has been me trying to figure out how this idea that I had, that I align with so much, fits into what's really here. And I realized that disconnect with some of the spirit and in those different areas of community, family, and self were blocking me from getting to that idea and fitting it all in. So I was really appreciative, and I thought it was a very special book that Twill chose for all of us, and I really appreciated it.
Alright, my name is Ocha. Everybody calls me O for the most part. I mean, different renditions of my name, but for the most part, everybody calls me O. And like T was saying, after reading the book, just while reading it, period, like it just really hit home. And kind of like what Sandy also was pointing to, like when you're young, you kind of have this what seems like fantasy type ideal way of looking at things, to where you feel like people should be like more cohesive, or why people aren't helping each other, and you kind of just out in the world, especially like us growing up in a more poverty part of town. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you just see a lot. And it does something to your psychology, and you kind of, it just leaves you at a loss of words, kind of like what you feel like it should be doesn't match up to what you see, like Sandy said. So, I was definitely excited, because I was happy for Twill even picked the book to introduce to everybody. And I think it was just a great step to, people taking control of the narrative versus going what was set in place for us.
Yeah.
My name is I go by DG, but my name is David, and I want to say my name. Everybody said to me their name, so I want to be a part of it. And I looked it up because I wanted to be right about it. And David,
That's what's up.
David means beloved. You know what I'm saying? So, I didn't read the book. I met Tilly. God dang, she came to me about the book club, and I found it interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something like in high school I would hear about, or we would see it on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
facts.
and I never got a chance to experience it. So,
Right.
and it's like, but people always, they see me and I come off kind of wild. You know what I'm saying? But I want better for my people. So it's like at the same time, like they need to know that we read too.
Right.
And we can discuss shit too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And find meaning and purpose and shit. So I'm blessed to goddamn meet you, and you had a fire that you have. Yep. That's it.
That's what's up.
Hello, my name is Joseph. Like he said, I looked my name up. Just as soon as he said it, I was like, hold on.
Thank God for Google.
Real talk. My name means he will add.
He will add.
He will add.
Oh, that's nice. Oh my gosh, really?
He would add what? He add barrier,
criticism, all that. You know what I'm saying? A little salt. Hey, you know what I'm saying? But I go by Funk and Eve. Yeah, so this book for me was really like mind blowing. Basically, it's kind of like a culture shock because I come from a very religious background. Like I was raised under a preacher. My dad's a preacher for 25 years of my life. So being that he was really connected with spirit, but in a kind of a different way, I guess you would say. Yeah. It just kind of, this one takes me to a whole different level of thinking. Like the community part that we was kind of joking about earlier, like everything is his, ours, and you know what I'm saying. That was really kind of dope. You know, because my dad was real big on sharing with everybody, and my mom's real big on giving the clothes off your back. Like, and I'm even big on that before I even read this book. But it kind of just solidified what I thought about life. Like he was saying, I had this ideology as a kid that we should all be willing to help each other more so than we do. But as an adult, I see that everybody's greedy. Everybody wants for themselves and to bring everything in home, as opposed to going out into the village, so to speak, every morning and saying, hello, what's your problem? How can I help? Because if I help you today, you can help me tomorrow. You know, but I have that feeling of, you know, maybe, you know, with this book club, it could change the world. You know, I know it's a crazy thing to say, but put it
out there and it's
there. You got the 2 or 3 people together on one accord, you can really make some movement. But yeah, that's me, man. I'm from Kentucky, so being in Georgia around this much black positivity is powerful. I love it. I'm not used to it, so forgive me for the but it's just me observing, you know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that I learn from each and every one of you guys. That's me.
I'm Shantae. I am the elder in the building, and I am actually owning it and loving it. Because I actually, me and my sister, like, I can relate to my friends being my family. I wasn't raised by my mother and father, and then I turned around and raised my 2 brothers. So I've always been about my friends, my family, and giving, because what was given to me by my friends was that devotion to show up. And so it was easier for me to do it for my brothers, and then coaching track and field, and then turning around and learning massage therapy to feed what was in me to someone else. So I hadn't finished the book, but the beginning part set the tone for me because it started with community. And I am one of those people, I have no problem extending myself. And we've seen how much my body shuts down on me extending myself. So I'm learning the other side. But what the excitement came from is all of you talking about the spiritual side. Because I've been born and raised in the church. So, but I'm a worldly person, and I grew up in San Francisco, where you take every culture and you love it, you feed off of it, you engulf it, because everybody is trying to learn more about each other. So to take the spiritual side of this book and then implement it in with my spirituality, and then take the Christianity side of things, but still make it my own, allows me to feel like I'm feeding that back on anyone and everyone I'm surrounded by. So this whole opportunity is just to continue to confirm that what he made me, or how he made me, is the excitement, because he's saying, I want everybody else to see you, and I want to see that person that I made that way feed with you and bounce off of you, and it just continues to grow. So I'm excited for everything that's coming.
Okay. Sis, we've done introductions, so we just introduce yourself real quick.
Alright, hello. I'm Gabriel. I'm from Atlanta.
Native.
Okay, so
Before you continue, Kim wanted me to share.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Watching live.
Yes, there we go. We got our live.
Watching live.
She wanted to introduce herself.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know, right?
My name is Kimberly, and I'm excited to be a part of the book club. One of my goals for the year was to read more, so I'd be able to expand my knowledge on various subjects and be able to create dialogue with family and friends. I was able to sit at any table and speak, and to be able to any table and speak intellectually. There's so much we didn't learn in school. I didn't finish the book, but I think we as a people have forgotten community, and I think this is a great way for us to find our way back.
Hello.
Thank you, Kim. I'm so happy you shared, girl. I don't have the YouTube up. I'm terrible. But thank you for sharing. Okay. So what I want to read first, real quick, is the beginning of chapter 3, because I feel like today we can mostly touch on community, because I feel like even if we didn't get through the book, we at least got to that part.
Yes.
And so for me, the 3 main things that I got from this section on community is the role and the purpose of community, how it is guidelines for our interaction with each other, and the interconnectedness of everything. So in this first section it says, community is the spirit, the guiding light of the tribe, whereby people come together in order to fulfill a specific purpose, to help others fulfill their purpose, and to take care of one another. The goal of the community is to make sure that each member of the community is heard and is properly given the gifts, and is properly giving the gifts he has brought into this world. Without this giving, the community dies. And without the community, the individual is left without a place where he can contribute. The community is that grounding place where people come and share their gifts and receive from others. So, and the other thing that I read, the other part of the Bloom Bodies retreat that I want to snatch real quick, again, shout out to Bloom Bodies, is community guidelines, right? And with the community guidelines, this has to be a safe space for everybody to be able to bring their gifts.
Yes.
So if you guys want to go around the room and say one thing that's important so that you feel comfortable and being completely transparent in this space. Because each and every person and what they have to say, the gifts that they're bringing is important.
Yes.
And we have to affirm and reaffirm each other. So even though, you may not agree with somebody wholeheartedly, it is still truth.
Right for them.
And so for me, my main thing is everybody in this space needs to have an open mind and an open heart.
Yes.
So even if you hear it and it's like, I don't know about that, then you still need to just let it sit with you and just accept it for what it is as truth. And that is an opportunity for us to expand our perspective and be able to make certain changes so that we can all feel safe and comfortable in a space together.
Yes.
So I really do want to write notes because I think it's important for this part, especially because I do want these are going to be the rules for being in this space.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? And it has to go as such so that everybody can feel comfortable showing up as their authentic selves. Like for real. So I do want to go around the room, and if anybody wants to say something that needs to be a part of the community guidelines, then I want to write it down. And then if you for the next one, I hopefully can print it out or whatever. If we need to add on it, we can add on it. If we need to subtract from it, then we can subtract from it. Because this community guidelines is going to be living, right? Because we all are living, we're all growing, we're all changing. So it may be a point where we don't have to have something on the guidelines anymore. You know what I'm saying? And we can change that. And that's how it's like, even in listening to her, well, I say listening because I also listen to the audiobook. And the voice in my head as I read. But in listening and reading, but we just need that that's what I was gonna say. It feels like while she was talking that it's something that has always been, right? And the reason why it feels like it has always been is because it has passed down for so long, so that they don't have to have a rule list written in the village. You just know that this is how you all conduct yourself. So until we get to that place in that space, you know, we'll have the community guidelines. Okay, that was right because I got chills.
You got your confirmation.
I got my confirmation.
Yes.
Okay, so for me, I'm gonna start off by saying open minds, open hearts. And acceptance. Acceptance of every truth.
They said video was fake.
Oh, it's gone. Oh, okay, cool. So anybody else wanna put a guideline out there that we can all agree upon?
If it pops in your mind and you feel it should be shared, but you can't share it at the moment, write it down. Just make sure you share it so you can get it off your chest.
Yeah.
Don't hold on to nothing as soon as it pops into your being in whatever fashion. I think it's very important that you share it, even to just one person in the group and to everybody in the group. But just make sure you're comfortable to express yourself. So we can write Sharon is Karen.
Tootie, I'm gonna just fill you in real quick.
Okay.
Well, we did an introduction, so if you want to introduce yourself right quick.
Sorry, I'm late, y'all.
It's alright, it's
My
alright.
name is Tootie, Ocean's friend and Khalil's best friend from when she was a child. So I'm married. And I know a lot of you too.
Okay.
I brought nothing but myself. Everybody looks so prepared.
There's snacks over there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all right? Okay.
Okay.
Can you scoot in? Go like you separate.
Right.
There we go. Sharon is Karen. Okay, and then basically right now what we're doing is going over community guidelines, right? So that we can all feel very comfortable sharing in this space. So whatever rule, I'm gonna say rule just because, you know, but whatever you feel like you need to express in order for this to be a safe space for you, so that there can be complete transparency. It's a judgment-free zone so that you can feel like safe in this space. So one thing that I said is that when coming into this space, it needs to be open minds, open hearts, and an acceptance of whatever is said as truth.
Okay.
And then Boo just said in a much more eloquent way, Sharon is Karen.
Right, definitely.
I feel like when you're responding, you should be mindful of if your comment is gonna kind of be better for the person's growth, or is it kind of like just your opinion kind of thing? Like if it's gonna make them feel some kind of way, like sound judgmental or something, then you might want to keep it to yourself and then like properly handle it so that that person won't feel outwardly embarrassed.
Okay. So I'm gonna write, be mindful of your responses and mindful of your intentions
Energy.
and energy.
Yeah.
Be mindful.
And I back that up with like, make sure you're doing your like shadow work, and when you're fasting, like to be considerate of what you may be experiencing and the person that you're talking to, because you know, a lot of things come up when you do your shadow work, and if you intertwine with someone when you're doing that shadow work.
What you mean by shadow work? What you mean by
Shadow
shadow
work
work?
is like, you know, like I have like, because of something happened, I have this response. And so,
Oh, triggers.
yeah, so XYZ
Okay.
triggered me. So when I'm talking to this person, XYZ triggered me from that situation.
and I gave that person the response from the situation.
Yeah.
And the response was just very overwhelming for myself because I never had did.
Do some thorough reflecting before you.
Yeah, I had never done the. I had never been in a situation to see. I had never been in a situation to be triggered by someone else so
Oh, I see what
deeply.
you're saying.
Yeah.
That,
So, okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
yeah, I had just never been triggered by someone so deeply to trigger that issue. And
Other than that person that that gave you that trigger, so it's like you revert back to that response.
Hello.
Yeah. So then another thing that I want to say about shadow work is it's like those parts of yourself that you find like disgusting, or you don't think that they have a place, or you feel like they're ugly, or it's like you now it's something that you created in order for like protection, right? But you really don't feel that way, but you feel like you have to be that way in the world. That's also like shadow stuff. And I am happy that you brought that up, and we gonna touch on that too when we get to the individual aspect of it. But I think that is very important that we be mindful of how we express.
You know, have to do some type of like to touch on the things that we talking about touching on. Everybody don't know each other that well, so other than this, it'd have to be like maybe some other group activities or breakup activities.
Time when it really get deep.
For people that don't really know each other yet, maybe you kicking it here or just to kind of.
So one way that we can kind of smooth that out now, since this is a place where some people don't know each other and we are getting to know each other, is that for me, I want to say that everything that we say in this space needs to come from a place of love. And that will kind of, you know.
We just writing them all down.
It's just like it's an extension of what I said. Instead of being mindful, just come from a place of love. And if you come from a place of love, hopefully all those things will be covered, you know, in your response.
I want to add, and this is only because I've learned it through Mr. Linguistic Bumpkin over here. I feel like we have to, what we want to express in this space, and it will be hard every now and again depending on the topic we're dealing with, but take a moment before you speak it, the words, the specific words, because there are some in this room that are going to feed off a specific word or how you say it, and it may not be interpreted the way you want it to be. So if you feel that it is going to come off the wrong way, honestly and truly from my standpoint, I need the feedback. I want to interpret how that came out of my mouth with the word that I used.
I know sometimes it helps if you gonna say it in a question form as opposed to putting it on like you.
Okay.
You can just ask a question.
Right.
See how that person feels.
I want to add to that too. I will also say that it's important to listen to hear what people are saying and how they feel, and not be listening to respond. A lot of people listen to respond while you're talking. Their wheels are already turning about what they're gonna come at you with. Just take a moment and just hear.
Listening.
Yeah, don't listen to respond.
I like that.
Like piggybacking off of that, just like really honoring like a person's share, you know, like really letting it sit and like having a real genuine and true response.
Can we incorporate this right here? Like after a comment or something, be like if somebody really do say I appreciate your comment, that's dope.
Okay. Show
Appreciation.
appreciation.
Yeah.
I like that.
Don't keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring.
And I know, Sandy, you look like you wanted to say something earlier.
I think it kind of got summed up, but one of the things that I think helps with some of those difficult shares, or sometimes when you're apprehensive because you may be regarding other people's interpretations or feelings or whatever, it's just prefacing. Sometimes we're sharing to say, hey, this is just what I got out of it. Sometimes we're sharing because we do want feedback. Sometimes you're sharing because Spirit told you that you needed to speak on this, but you're not really ready for, a whole session of everybody bombarding you. So just preface, and that way we know what your intention is, and we know how to respond or if to respond.
Gotcha.
And something else too, like I've just been learning this because like all this stuff that everybody's saying is things that I'm working on, like not listening to understand instead of listening to you know what I'm saying? I'm working on that, but it's also too like, cause like I deal with artists and everything like that, but that's not here nor there. I'm just saying I think this could be something like to sum up what she was saying. Like basically, like if you're telling somebody something, if you don't agree, be like, yeah, I don't agree with this. Like I have a problem with someone telling me something that I shouldn't do, or why I shouldn't do it without an alternative. You know what I'm saying? So if you saying, yeah, I wouldn't do this, and you doing this wrong.
Yeah, it's kind of a solution.
But what should I do?
Yeah, like why you telling me?
Come with a solution.
Come with a solution. Like if I was you, I'd do this, and that'll be. It goes all within the thing sharing is caring, because like you might be, I might be doing it wrong. You might be like, hey, bro, you doing it wrong. And I'm like, bro, shit, I be doing this shit all fucking year long, like that. Bro, what you think? And you not saying, and you just leave it there, and then you be like, bro, you doing it wrong. Look at this. Try this out. You know what I'm saying? Like
in the business world, they say, don't come to me with the problem, come to me with the solution.
Right.
Okay.
That's really what you're asking.
Solution oriented feedback.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna have, because we gonna disagree in here, and we can't, like, that's something too that I don't want us to get lost in trying to, like, with the love, because love is actually showing people, hey bro, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we gotta be able to do that too. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be able to do that and in a loving way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that loving way is like, hey bro, you ain't doing it that way. Try this.
Right.
And the other side is the reception part, like how you receive it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that shit tough though, but I'm telling you, that shit just like, all you gotta do is look at it and dudes, like that shit, I deal with it all the time, but just look at it as a girl that you want to talk to and she got them in your face, hey bro, look, I don't like you because you're short. Or whatever you is, right? Your hair ain't cut like you're supposed to. I don't like this. God damn, alright, shit, but don't say nothing, don't make me, I'm finna just walk off. Don't make no sense. You feel me? Just let me, I'ma soak this in.
Right.
It's hard, but don't make me feel even worse.
Yeah, don't go ahead
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, don't rub it in.
I mean, it's literally, in the way that I used to do it when any man approached me, if you had bad breath, I'd be like, oh, I appreciate you coming to me. And I literally would hand him a piece of gum, and he's like, what this for? I said, for you to talk to the next one. But it wasn't in a demeaning way. It was I'm going to set you
up. Like, this free game.
This for the next one.
Because it ain't me. Here you go, some bomb from the Right.
It was a solution.
Yeah.
Because what it was is he was like, dang, it's that bad. I said, look, it just didn't come off right to me. But I don't want you to think
You're gonna
I'm
teach
judging
the tact classes.
Right.
You talk with tact. That's gonna be your department.
Because I feel like so many women will push a man away for something that just all they had to do was say, boo, that wasn't even a way to come at it. But this is the way you can do it instead of next time. Because you still know if you are not taking it so personal, you still gonna finish your night out the way you want to. Right. But now you didn't got lace on the lady that just said, dang, I gotta worry about that breath real quick. You've been smoking and drinking all night. That's all I got. So I'm helping you out for the next one, not get that. That's all I did. But that's really
So Biggie.
Take your shirts off. I give you water.
Go gargle some water first before you get gone.
Your mouth dry.
You got caught in my mouth. I seen you all that them Heinekens over there. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I go. Okay. So just to piggyback off of that, you know, the next thing is don't take things personally.
Ooh, you said my mind.
I think for that though, I think it has a lot to do with delivery. And I think like when you use I feel statements as opposed to you statements, it makes it a lot easier to digest.
Yes, it really does.
Somebody is telling you.
I think don't say take personal. I think you should take that out there because verbiage is everything. That trigger her.
Right.
So I think it's like what I'm saying. Like even in that, like don't take it personal. Like you can say that a little sassy, bitch. I ain't taking it personal. But if you got that
in all sense of being genuine though, like if we're really talking about growing, you know what I'm saying?
You have to be.
Your mind has to be like at the center, like that everybody is here for your growth. You know what I'm saying? Because just like in relationships, people like, yo, I love you. You don't love me, blah, 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 because you did this, you did that, or whatever. But that's not how they, you know what I'm saying? That's not how they expressing their love to you like that. So you can't say that's not it, kind of thing. So, but if you know that this person love you, then it helps you like, well, I know it came off like this to me, but I know that person doesn't want to hurt me. They're trying to help me grow. How can I take this better?
Over time, I think it's going to get easier through the group to change. When you get outside the group and you go around people that's not in the group, to be that same way, to be that same type of
exactly.
They're not part of the community.
You want to do what you know what I'm saying? You about you, what you trying to put forward, what you portraying.
Go ahead.
I don't think that we should be taking anything personally anyway because it's not for self. Even the stuff that is for self is for us. It's for our community, our collective. So we can't take anything personally. We can't look at it as attacking. If we are moving solution oriented for the community, nothing is personal. It is for us. So we should be using us and we statements and we shouldn't be personalizing anything. A word for me is a word for you is a word for her. It's for us.
There you go.
To piggyback off you, Sandy, it's like I want us to ensure that we're always moving from the place of community when we're in this space. There are some things that we already understand. Like I don't want us to get caught up in, you know, the innuendos and nuances of, you know, how to speak, how not to speak, how to take it. We know those things. So to stay productive during these times, when we open up in the spirit space, that's where we're going to navigate from, is the spirit space, so we can get things done.
And the individuality of each one of us will bring us back in. I feel like there's going to be a time where we're in the topic and there will be one person that just says, okay, well, let's reel it back in because this is what we did, this is how we got here, this is where we're at. So how do we move into the next space? I think each one of us will have that time and opportunity to say, okay, we're going to bring it back in. Let's do that. So I think that's where we're at.
Okay, so everybody feel complete?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna just go over it real quick, the things that I have written down. And these are gonna be our first brick in the ground. Okay. So open minds, hearts, and acceptance of things as true.
Yes.
Write down what pops in your mind in order to fuel each other. If you think about it, say it. Sharing is caring. Be mindful of response, energy, and how you share in the space. Everything should be shared from a place of love. Take some time before you speak. Listen to hear and digest instead of listening to respond. Show appreciation for people sharing. Preface before sharing to show intentions. Solution-oriented feedback. And then don't take things personal. Use us and we statements.
And Kim wanted to add to give and receive from the heart.
We love you, Kim.
We
really do.
Kim, hold on. I ain't ready. Kim, girl.
She said give and receive from the heart and not the ego.
Yes. Love it, Kim.
Yes.
Keep it at the center.
Yes.
From the heart.
All right, so like one thing that I noticed when she was speaking about shadow work, and he was like, "What is shadow work?" That was dope because I didn't know what it is either, but I was scared to ask a question because I don't know y'all. And so I want to just say, don't be afraid to ask questions, no matter how stupid it may feel.
That's very
because
important.
honestly, yeah, I'm glad he asked that question because I was like, my ego, I was like, man, I'm not gonna act like I don't know what shadow work is.
Clearly, I know.
Who makes spiritually conscious?
Okay, Gabriel, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I mean, today was a good day. I was looking forward to this. I was very looking forward to this. But I think I want to share a situation that I just put myself in as a community because I think it's something that I never thought I would put myself in. And I think it's something that that is worth like digging into and like really get into the root of it because it came out of the shadow work.
This is just funny when you say shadow work. It came out of the shadow work.
It's very deep. It's extremely deep.
Okay. Okay. So we can touch on that. Let me check the time real quick because I do want to make sure we get out of here at 4 because I know everybody got their games and whatever other life that they had going on. So if I could just put a pin in that for a second.
Yeah, I just know that you was like talking about it, and I think it would be a good like maybe like put a like community like foundation to like look at it because I like that.
Okay,
It's wild.
yeah, I mean,
like that.
we definitely can. I just wanted to round up this right quick, and because really the purpose of this is so that we can start building our community.
Right.
So if nobody else has anything else to say, the only thing that I added is give and receive, heartfelt, give and receive from the heart, not the ego, and then don't be afraid to ask questions.
I do got something I want to add. This is something that was kind of old when they was mentioning coming with solution-oriented type of responses. So I think it is very important because we do know it takes 21 days to break a habit.
Yes.
But if you don't find some type of positive replacement for that habit, then that space is just there open for it to, and that's going to come back. That same negative thing you're trying to get rid of is going to come back. So it's important to replace that bad habit with something good so you don't fall back into that dark place.
Yeah.
I feel so bad. Yeah. Because
Is
I
it
got
almost like
distracted.
I wanna kind of touch on it? Is it more of taking the community to follow up to see that we're helping the progression from whatever the topic is or what the issue may be?
Absolutely. So
Okay.
what I did say was when they said come with a solution-oriented type of response, it's important that the bad habit that you're trying to replace, the bad habit you're trying to get rid of, you know, take like 21 days to get rid of a bad habit, that you replace that bad habit with something good, so that way you don't allow your mind to fall back into that negative situation.
Okay.
So, and we're gonna leave it up to help each other to make sure that we are staying on the path towards not falling back into that dark place.
Accountability amongst the group.
Accountability, I like that.
And make sure you check on yourself. As soon as you see you doing it, tell yourself, hey man, I'm messing up. Let me get back on the good one. On this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of the way you still in.
I like that.
You good. She done a little thing. Thank you though.
No problem.
I'm so happy you guys showed up.
I'm sorry I'm late. I had 2 events today.
No worries.
It's okay. You know, the thing is that you guys are here and we can participate and we can move and grow together.
Which role for that? Accountability?
What I wrote is replace bad habits with good ones and community accountability. Okay, that's okay.
Being the ambassador, if everybody is in agreement, if you can do like a group text where everybody has a phone number, because I feel like our spirits and our energy are going to intertwine with someone that can give you the right way to go about holding them accountable. Because sometimes I can be accountable to you, but you like the way that I give it to you because I'm direct with you.
Right.
Where you get it from T, and T gives it from a different perspective, and both of them work, but you needed it from different people.
Okay. So a community sharing space.
Yes. So phone numbers,
so via
pass it
text.
if everybody can pass the numbers for the text
Via
message.
text / group me.
Share video.
Oh, you can do a Zoom call too. A Zoom call can happen.
Okay. Zoom. Okay. So I had that. Thank you.
Okay.
Community sharing via text, group me, Telegram, Zoom. To just keep going with the community accountability.
Yes.
So that we can all, show each other support and love in this space.
Show up.
And show up for each other. And if somebody needs to be
Especially
called
outside
out,
of space.
they'll be called out in a loving way. Because we all know that however it's said, it's coming from a place of love.
Right.
Exactly.
And we're not taking things personal in this space because we know it's for all of our betterment.
And to be able to celebrate it before we come back together for the book club.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that we can just stay in constant communication.
Of course, always.
Yeah.
Every moment work.
Okay. I'll introduce yourself. If you'll be so kind.
Hi, you guys. I'm fashionably late. I'm sorry. My name is Latia. What else?
Just whatever you want to share.
I own a cosmetic line. It comes. I have a light and a mirror on it. Been doing it for the past 2 years. That's it. My mom and a wife. That's it.
Right. So this is the lunch. Oh, she's the one who had the lunch party that I was talking about.
Oh,
And I'm like, oh yeah, my homegirl had lunch party.
Yeah.
It's her.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so then I also want to just add before we move on, because I do want to touch on yours. We still have a couple of minutes. Is that this space is for all of us. You know what I'm saying? So I like what you said about us being able to share with each other on a constant basis, because the thing is for us to be able to grow and be accountable and support each other.
Yes.
Everybody in here has an entrepreneurial mindset. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about, everyone talks about, an abundance mindset is supposed to flow. So the abundance isn't to come to you and then you hoard all the money.
Right.
For abundance to continue to flow, you have to be able to share it amongst your community.
Exactly.
I know in Nigeria, my family especially does sustenance farming, and they talk about it in the book a little bit. Where you go and it's like bartering. You take what you have because somebody else needs it.
Right.
And it's a constant, exchange. Right, exactly. So yes. So then, okay, that's complete. Everybody feel so what we were just doing, Tia, was talking about community guidelines, and wanted to set guidelines so that this space feels safe for everybody to be able to share and for everybody to show up authentically and fully in their whole glorious self. So we just went through a couple of things. I'm gonna just run through it real quick. It's gonna be so quick, y'all. Open minds and open hearts, accepting everything that is said as truth here because it's truth to somebody. And sharing is caring. I'm very short. Sharing is caring. Be mindful of your response and energy and how you share in the space. Everything should be shared from a place of love. Take time to really make sure it's coming from spirit before you share. Listen to hear and digest instead of listening to respond. Show appreciation for people that have shared and to share. Preface before sharing to show intention as to not trigger anybody. We're gonna do solution-oriented feedback. Don't take anything personally. Everything is for us. Everything is for we. So even if it comes out as a you statement, it's for everybody in the space. So don't take anything personal. Give and receive from the heart and not the ego. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Replace bad habits with good ones, and there'll be a community accountability. We're all to help support each other and keep each other on track, so far as we all have a common goal. And then community sharing on a regular basis via text, group me, Telegram, Zoom, but just staying in constant staying in constant contact and communication. Okay, so and that's where we are.
Yeah.
You know, saying those all the guidelines.
I am. So I'm really thinking it's definitely gonna have to be another meetup because we didn't really even touch on the book at all. But this was very important for me so that it can feel like a safe space, so that when we do come to discuss, it can, we'll have that there. We have these guidelines in place, so it can really be an authentic sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gabrielle, you said you is it Gabriel or Gabrielle? Gabriel. Okay. So yeah, I guess your question or your topic that you want to
I think it's maybe like explain the situation and maybe breaking it down and yeah, just like breaking it down, like if you experience this, if you're having these feelings, because I think in this situation both the other person and I have the same issue. We're dealing with similar issues, so it brought out a lot of like conversations that I've never had before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can we turn this live off?
Oh,
I got it. Hold on.
I just don't want the person to hear the conversation.
She needs the community, but not just
Right.
for
Not
everybody else to see it right now. Yeah.
Okay, we end. Say end, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Oh,
See y'all later.
See you, Kim.
Yes, girl.
And whoever else there.
Right.
Oh, y'all.